Hello, this is Alan Wheeler on my channel where I talk about spirituality and tarot. Today I want to talk about the path of the Empress in the Thoth tarot. And I'm new. This is part of my process of getting to know this deck and this system, which is taking a lot of study and a lot of meditation and intuition. But I'm relying on a lot of online sources I'm finding as well as printed ones. This is a really good one. I can recommend Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot by Lon Milo Duquette. Has been very helpful. So the path of the Empress, here's the Empress card from the Thoth Tarot, and I'm enjoying those cool colors. I think this is the calmest, coolest card in the deck, perhaps. But the pathway goes here from 2 in Chokmah, which is wisdom, to 3 Bina, which is understanding. So remember, these paths supposedly take much meditation and study to understand the integration between the various Sephiroth. But this one is key to the whole tree of life. And so I'm glad to be doing this one today. So the Empress, the Hebrew letter here on the card is Daluth. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but it means door. And so this is, in a way, the door to heaven, the portal to the eternal. And this pathway connects the supernal father with the supernal mother. And so the Empress is said in some places, including the Tarot of Vampires and other designations, unimaginable love, as these two come together. It's interesting to me, I noticed that her pathway crosses with the pathway of the High Priestess. So they're literally connected on the tree of life, which I find satisfying. She's one of only 3 lines that are above the abyss. So below the abyss is kind of the more material realm. I guess the more astral, being above the more spiritual. And here is how the Empress is key to the alchemical process, or the process of this tree of life here. When the supernal mother and the supernal father come together in unimaginable love, they give birth to the prince. So it's like the king and the queen give birth to the prince in number 4. He kind of sets up this kingdom, and the princess is number 10, born also is number 10. This is down here. This is the material world. This is us, where we live, kind of dangling off the tree here. So, falling asleep, the king and queen forget they are both just one, part of the Kether. The princess has also fallen asleep, and the prince, and being separate, the only way is to rise up from the 10. This is kind of the pathway of the mystic as well, to rise up to be reunited. And from the 6, of course, the high priestess connects back to the 1. The king and queen wake up and begin the whole process again. So according to Crowley, any other operation besides ascending straight up the tree of life, any other deviation is black magic. And so this is the kind of the fairy tale that Duquette tells as a way of illustrating the alchemical process. So they're dissolved in unimaginable love, and things filter down into creation, where are the seeds of the new beginning of the process. So we can see how important the Empress is, and the path is more than just a one-way journey. It's a two-way pathway of integration, which is crucial to the entire alchemical process. So to understand that path a little better, I've pulled out the 2s and the 3s from the Thoth Tarot, because the 2 and the 3, the coming together of the supernal father and supernal mother, are represented in the Empress. So, quickly, because in previous videos I've looked at these cards, but quickly, fire in its highest, brightest form of the 2 becomes the incubating heat of the sun. And we can see how that agrees with the role of the Empress. The original source of water becomes the overflowing abundance of the 3. The purest air of peace in the 2 of Swords becomes piercing understanding. Remember, we're going from wisdom, almost abstract wisdom in Chokma, in that pure form, to this piercing understanding, kind of like a longing, a stab of longing. And this is above the abyss. So down here in our realm, sometimes the best word we could use to describe that is sorrow. But we even have concepts such as parting is such sweet sorrow, don't we? And then the 2 of Discs, the most complete dynamic of the universe, becomes the material establishment of the basic form of the universe. And we have the glyphs of the 3. Maybe I'll make the video next of the 3 components of the alchemical process: salt, sulfur, and mercury. And the Empress is the salt. And so we come to the most basic form and coming together again in understanding. This is above the abyss, the 2 and the 3. So it's very early in the process where everything is degenerating, so to speak. So that is the path of the Empress, which really is key to the whole tree of life here, as we would expect up here. And why the Empress is so important. I forgot to mention some of the deity associated with her, but of course we know Venus, and the symbol of Venus appears on the Rider-Waite-Smith card, and Venus is alluded to in the Secret Rose here as well. Also Isis, um, as far as having the infant, is associated with the card. Nature and the goddess are associated with the card. Maybe Gaia and Mother Earth to an extent there. So I forgot to mention that, but as being important to the pathway of the Empress. I'll stop there. Let me ask you to like and subscribe if you're watching. That helps the algorithm get this out. I took a lot of work to put these last few videos together, and I'd love it to get out to more people that might benefit. As always, I hope you find connection with people in your life, with online community, and on your spiritual path, whatever that may be. Take care.